In this video, I'm going to be talking about five shocking hair growth secrets that no one shares for some reason, and they're actually some of the most important tips for growing long, healthy, natural hair. And if you're wondering what my hair looks like, this is what it looks like. It is that time of the year again. We are almost at the end of 2020, and boy, has it been a crazy year. Yes, so that is what my hair looks like. Right now it is just in a protective style. This is a wig, it's not a weave. I just put it on today because I wanted to have a little fun. So let's get into these five important things you need to know. Shocking things that'll grow your hair long, strong, and healthy. The first one is something that we kind of all don't like to do, but shows a significant change in your hair growth and your overall well-being when you do this, and this is working out. People underestimate how much working out actually changes your hair. Sometimes I can be a little lazy and I can go a couple months without working out. Yes, months. But when I'm behaving myself and I'm eating right and I'm working out, but specifically working out, the whole blood rushing all through your body and adrenaline pumping and just good circulation all over your body, you'll start to see such massive hair growth because every time I start to work out more regularly, I start to notice that my hair grows faster and it just looks healthier in general. And that is because your hair grows from the inside of your head. It's not growing on the top. Basically, once it's out of your scalp, it's basically dead. So all you can do is maintain the hair and make sure it continues to feel good by deep conditioning and doing all these kinds of things. But you can change its structure from the inside by doing things on the outside. But working out, because it sends blood flow all through your body, and blood is what carries oxygen and nutrients to every single part of your body, this puts your body in a very healthy state so that it has enough time to travel from all your vital organs and then go to the rest of the places that are not so vital, like your hair, your nails. Your hair is really not a vital organ, so if everything shuts down in your body, your hair is going to be 100% neglected because you don't need it. That is why most of the time when you get sick, your hair starts to get a little bit frail. Sometimes it even starts to lose some color. Sometimes your hair might fall out. It's because it's not an essential thing, so your body's going to focus on things like your heart, your liver, your kidneys, and then if there's any extra left over, then it's going to go to your hair. So if you work out and your body is in like perfect great health, then the blood flow is going to rush to your scalp and your hair is going to be literally the healthiest ever. Let's get to the second one. Okay, so the second thing you could do for massive hair growth, that is a shocking thing no one shares, is protein. You need more protein. And no, I do not mean get an egg treatment and put eggs into your conditioner and put it on your hair. I don't mean get yourself an AFG protein treatment and use it in your hair. And yes, those things do help occasionally, but they will not be as effective as protein inside your body. Eat more protein. It doesn't matter if you are vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian. Why do I always forget the main thing? Omnivorous? If you eat meat, okay, if you eat anything, if you just eat basically everything, however you get your source of protein, there is vegetable protein, like pea protein, tofu, and stuff like that, soybeans. There's so many sources of protein, whether you eat meat or not. And your hair is almost, is it 70 to 80% made up of keratin, which is a type of protein. So your hair is a protein. It's basically, you need protein to make more protein. Those are the building blocks. You have amino acids, you have proteins. So eating more protein in your diet will actually boost your hair growth by so much. And one of the things that I noticed when it started to boost my hair growth and my hair just started to feel stronger and healthy in general is when I started eating eggs for breakfast almost every day. Now, sometimes I don't and I just forget or I get tired of them. Sometimes I'll have like a yogurt and granola or something for breakfast, and um then I'll have eggs at lunch. I'm actually one of those people. I'm not a big fan of meat. Like, I eat it if it's there. I could eat red meat literally like once or twice a year and I'll be perfectly fine. But I do love chicken and fish, even though there are a couple days when I could literally go 3 days without having any chicken or fish. But I do eat a lot of vegetables and a lot of other things like that. So most of the time, I don't go that long without having that kind of protein because I am a picky eater and there's a lot of food that I don't eat. But also seafood like prawns. And if you live in Zambia or any kind of like African country that is landlocked like us, it is very expensive for us to have things like prawns and stuff because we are landlocked, which means we can't just go to the nearest beach or sea and be like, let's get some seafood, let's buy some seafood from there. No, we only have rivers and lakes because we are landlocked. We only get seafood through the countries that are on the sides. But there is crayfish or crawfish, which is very similar, and that can be found in rivers and dams, and it is very, very cheap, at least in comparison to prawns and, let's say, chicken. It has a lot of meat, it has no fat, so you don't have to worry about it like making you gain weight if that's a worry for you. It is very, very nutritious. It is very high in protein. It has so much meat inside, and it has very little like fat or anything else like that. So if that's something you're looking into, I would highly suggest having something like that, at least as an option. Find your favorite kind of protein and just add a little bit more into your diet. Now, if you already have the perfect amount of protein, let's say you've spoken to a dietitian, or maybe you're on a specific workout schedule and you're trying to build muscle and you have the correct amount of protein that you're supposed to have, that's a good thing. You're probably already seeing changes in your hair. You don't need to increase because, of course, too much of everything is bad. You need a balanced diet of protein, fats, and carbohydrates. So please, if you have enough protein in your diet, do not add to it. You are on the right track. But if you don't, which most of us aren't, you want to add more protein into your diet. Let's get into the third one. Okay, so the third one is one of my favorite things. And if you're not new on this channel, then you probably know what it is. And this is scalp massages. Scalp massages are so underrated because sometimes you might find that products don't even work as well as they're supposed to because you either don't massage your scalp or you don't do it properly. So with products like peppermint and tea tree oil, usually if you want to know if you've used enough of it or you've massaged your scalp enough, you just have to do it until you reach the point where you can feel it tingling. Now, if you use something that has peppermint or tea tree oil, and you put it in your hair and you literally feel no tingling at all, it's either the concentration is like a one drop of each, or you're not massaging your hair properly because it's supposed to go nicely into your scalp. It promotes blood flow to your scalp, whether it's while you're washing your hair or just sat down. A scalp massage in combination with oils as well is a great thing, but you will still see amazing benefits if you use scalp massages even with no oil, provided you're doing it properly. Because some people say they have little hairs on their hands after doing scalp massages, or that their hair starts to get more damaged or break more when they do scalp massages. That also means you're not doing it right. I will have a video in the eye here on exactly how to do a scalp massage. Or maybe I'll just link it in the playlist at the end because I'm pretty sure I have a video on how to do scalp massages in a protective style like twists or braids, and then also how to do scalp massages just when your hair is out like normal. And that's one of the game changing things. Scalp massages are so underrated. They really, really boost your hair growth. I would suggest doing scalp massages anywhere from 1 day. Actually, 2 days would be better. But if you have to, if you're lazy sometimes, once a week would be fine. But you can do scalp massages every day. And if you combine it with oils and you want to oil your scalp a lot, you could just oil your scalp twice a week. So one time during the scalp massage, and then you can pick another time after a couple of days, maximum 3 times, because you don't want too much oil in your hair because it could start clogging your pores and stuff. Once you have the perfect amount of oil, or if you don't want to oil your hair, just go ahead and do the scalp massage just with your fingers, only with the pads of your fingers. Do not use your nails. Literally within like 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to start to see changes, because also scalp massages can wake up dormant follicles. So sometimes maybe there's a part of your hair that you just don't comb, you don't really have that much access to it, or you just kind of neglect it, and you just have a few dormant follicles there. You feel like your hair is a little thin in that section. If you do scalp massages often, trust me, those follicles will wake up. You're going to get thicker hair because there'll be more follicles, not more follicles actually. You have more hair strands within your follicles on your head. Your hair will be thicker. It will feel much more luscious. And if you can get someone else to do it for you, that is the best thing. Every time my friends come over for a sleepover, we all do like scalp massages. It's usually 3 of us. So we'll just be like, okay, who's going first? So I'll massage someone else will massage me, and someone else will massage the other person. Sometimes I ask my mom to do it for me. But scalp massages just, they just feel amazing in your scalp. They, when someone else does it for you, it is just so, so relaxing. So if you can get someone else to do it purely for the relaxation purposes, you can get someone else to do it. But if you don't have anyone else to do it, just do it yourself. You're still going to get the same amazing results. Let's get into the fourth point. Okay, so the fourth point is actually the perfect point to follow up the last one. And this one is patience without stress. Because here's one thing. If you're impatient, it's not going to make a difference. It is not going to help you. It's like being angry in a traffic jam. You can scream and kick and you can scream at everybody else who's driving around you, but at the end of the day, you're still going to be stuck in that car. The car is not going to move until the light turns red and a couple cars start going, and then you start moving, and eventually you're going to get there. But otherwise, unless you can turn your car into a plane and fly over the rest of the cars, you're stuck in that traffic no matter what you do. So you might as well be calm, do a red light meditation, find something to do to keep yourself busy because there's no way out of it. Because there's no way out of it. This is exactly what it's like with your hair. You cannot force your hair to grow any faster. If you get angry, if you get frustrated, I'm not saying completely do not get frustrated because it's like a human thing to do. Everybody gets frustrated. You can get mad. You can be like, oh my God, I've been doing everything right. I've been growing my hair for like 4 years and I feel like it's still at the same length. Sure, you can be frustrated and you can let that frustration out, whether it's one day or an hour or a couple of minutes, then get back in the game and start looking at what's the actual problem with your hair. What can you do to move forward? Because as long as you're doing the right thing consistently, you will start to see a change. Your hair will start to get thicker, it will start to get fuller, it's going to start to get longer, and your hair is growing. Your hair is always growing. I always say this: if your hair was not growing at all, we would all be bald, or anyone who has slower growing hair who thinks their hair doesn't grow would be bald, because our hair has different hair cycles. There's the growing phase, which is the anagen phase, and then there's the shedding phase, and then there's the dormant or the resting stage, and those cycles continue going on simultaneously all over your head. So that's why your hair is always shedding in some places, growing in some places. So if your hair wasn't growing, eventually all your hair would just shed off and you would be bald. So your hair is growing no matter what you think. If you think your hair is completely not growing, it's completely stuck at the same length, that simply means that your hair is breaking at the same rate that it is growing. So try and just be patient. Trust that what you're doing is the right thing, provided what you're doing is the right thing. And eventually the length and the health is going to come. Now, impatience leads to stress, and stress literally leads to death. You can literally die from stress. But when your body is stressed, it goes back to what I was talking about, the food and stuff. When your body is really stressed, it starts to think, oh my God, there's something wrong with this body. Let's start going to the vital organs and see what we can do to fix it. So blood is going to start rushing to your scalp, to your heart, to all your vital organs, even your skin maybe. But it's not going to rush to your hair because it's like, this person is in danger. Clearly the hair is not needed. And that's why when people are very stressed, they start to literally lose hair. Like hair will be falling out. It will be getting thin. And stress can actually make your hair quite dormant. So that's one of the factors that will, if you're like, my hair is literally not growing, stress can do that because your hair is just, it's not vital. So if you're extremely stressed all the time, of course we are in situations, sometimes you might be in a stressful situation often, you might be in a stressful job, we are living in stressful times right now, but you can find a way to at least let go of your stress. That's why I like to say all my tips work well together. If you're eating really well and you're working out, that is an amazing stress reliever, and that can actually lead to hair growth as well, and your hair being in any dormant phases anywhere. So try and pick and choose which tips work for you, especially if you already have some that are working for you. But if you have not done or are not doing any of the things that are listed in these tips, if you use them together, it's going to be like a power combo, and your hair, literally, you start to see changes so much faster. Okay, so the fifth one, I feel like it's something that most people know, but it used to be popular, but it's not popular anymore, just because it's either everyone just assumes everybody knows, or people just don't care anymore. And this is drying your hair with a towel. Drying your hair with a towel can be really bad because most towels have little like fibers on them, and those can snag at your hair, like create micro tears in your hair. It can snag at your hair. It sucks up too much moisture from your hair and way too fast, so it causes extreme dryness, especially if you're one of those people even with like high porosity hair, but honestly any porosity, you'll start to see not immediate effects, but prolonged effects. If you always dry your hair in a towel, it will cause some severe damage. So what I would suggest is using one of those microfiber towels that they make specifically for hair, so that they just focus on sucking up the water but not sucking up the moisture. And then if you don't have that, or you don't want to buy one, like me, because sometimes spending on other things are just not necessary, use a t-shirt. And it shouldn't be a t-shirt that feels like a towel or like a hoodie or something. Just use like 100% cottony t-shirt or like a microfiber kind of soft polyester like t-shirt that is completely smooth with nothing that can like ruffle at your hair. Use that to dry your hair, and you're going to start to see literally an immediate difference. When you dry your hair with it, it just feels like the water is squeezed out, but your hair shaft is going to be smoother. Your hair will feel moisturized because not too much water has been sucked out too fast. So please take note of that. And then for the bonus point, I put this as a bonus only because it's one of those things like coconut oil that you either love it and it makes your hair amazing, or you hate it like me, and as soon as it touches your hair, it makes your hair hard. And this is rice water. Now, I'm not talking about any rice water, I'm talking specifically about the Yao women's version of rice water. Now, the Yao women ferment their rice water for 5 days to 2 weeks to a couple months. Now, I suggest that you do your rice water anyway. If you're impatient, anywhere from 5 days to 2 weeks. That is the rice water that I have found has worked best for me. I have used overnight rice water. I have used rice water that has only been fermented for 2 days, which is what I used to do most of the time. 48 to 24 hours, it was my ideal time for fermenting my rice water. But I feel like it was making my hair grow. It was making my hair feel strong and healthy, but I would always notice a little bit of dryness and coarseness in my hair. But ever since I started fermenting my rice water for 5 days or more, I saw a massive difference, and I can't even remember the last time I used rice water that was fermented for less than 2 weeks. It makes a major difference. And if you're wondering how are you going to ferment rice water for 2 weeks without it going bad, or months without it going bad, I recently fermented rice water for over 180 days, and it is literally amazing. It did not go bad. It smells well. So you can check that video out right here if you'd like to see that and all the benefits of rice water, how to use it and all that. And then you can see the playlist of how to take care of your hair in cornrows or twists, the whole scalp massage thing in the other. Actually, this side here you can see the video that's all about the specific rice water I fermented for 180 days. And then here you can check out, or was it 108, whatever, you see it in the video. And then here you can see the video about moisturizing your hair in the cornrows and everything. And hit my face right there. If you didn't subscribe in the beginning, hit the bell as well so you get the notifications when I post more videos. Hit my face here if you'd like to subscribe to my other channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one.